No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
All right, everybody, welcome back to more ignorance in basketball. And I'm thinking about it, and yesterday was just an excellent day for the game of basketball. You know what I mean? I mean, unless you're a Warriors fan because you lost to the Knicks, haha. Or if you're a Bucks fan, yesterday was rough because you saw two teams just instantly get better than yours. Probably they're a little messy, but I mean James Harden, we all know his situation. He can't stop eating. And Brooklyn, it's like, is Kyrie going to come back full time? Is KD ever going to be healthy? Is Ben Simmons ever going to get away from his therapist to be able to play basketball? I don't have the answer to any of these questions. But either way, at least one of them is better than the Bucks. And then you see your team just get manhandled. And my favorite part about that Suns win is that it's something that was repeatable. Like, I trust DA catching lobs and throwing little baby hooks over, guards a lot more than like Devin or Chris just going crazy from three. Like, that's not something I can count on. And I love that Devin had a rough game. That was best case for the Colt. Let me explain why. Because now this man has another reason to be pissed. He has a chip on his shoulder. He doesn't like to play poorly. Who does? So if he sees them again, he's going to take that personally because he got blocked. It was ugly. He was getting ripped a couple times. It was just a bad game. Now, Devin, we don't think less of you, but I noticed it. I noticed it. And I say, God bless. I'm glad you had a bad game. Use that as fuel for the next one. But DA was great. We have to give this man some credit. I was a little worried because he hasn't been amazing since he's come back, and Giannis is obviously a really tough guard. And let me just say for the record, the refereeing in this game was horrible. I mean, I remember there was one time where DA just looked shocked, and I was yelling at everybody in the cult on Discord. They can confirm it. But I was just like, this man has his arms straight up. He didn't bump into him at all. He just has his arms straight up, just stood there. Giannis runs full speed because he has no real skill. Yeah, I said it. And he just runs into him, and it's a foul on DA. I'm like, what is he supposed to do? He's not an X-Men. He can't just go through people. It's like, what do you want from him? What is he supposed to just get out of the way? He has his arms up and he's just standing still. How is that a foul? It makes no sense. If that's the rule, like, you could just do that every single play and go to the free throw line. And it's annoying that Giannis can just hit free throws now. It's like, that's not what it's supposed to be. Ask Russell Westbrook. But it was a great win. I love that the tides have turned because obviously in the finals, the Suns were super undersized, especially when DA went out. I mean, we had to depend on Dario and we're actually getting wins. And then when he left, it's like, who do we have at the five now? Torrey Craig? Welcome back. But Torrey Craig? No, it wasn't working. I really think, Monty should have depended on Frank a little bit more. We saw him actually ball out like the 6 minutes he played when the series was basically over. But, too little too late. But now, clearly, the Suns have options. And we saw them go to that DA and JaVale lineup, and it worked better than I was expecting. I mean, we also did have Alfred on the court at the time, so the spacing was just terrible. But, it led to a 20-point lead. So I'm not mad at it. And, obviously, if it does come to a finals, we won't have Alfred on the court because, like, that's just ridiculous. Who knows? I mean, with Aaron Holiday, will Alfred ever play again? I don't even know. And I do feel bad because he's actually starting to play well for once. And now he's probably going to get replaced. Because when he's on the floor, the spacing is just terrible. Because he's just standing at the 3-point line. They kick it out to him. And then he just runs in. And, obviously they're going to sag off because they know he cannot shoot. Similar to a Russell Westbrook situation. And why do I keep shitting on Russell Westbrook? Because it's easy and it's funny. Even though I do feel kind of bad. But not bad enough. Hey, get it together. It's not that difficult. It's really not. Um, but yeah, the spacing will be better with Holiday for sure because he can actually shoot 3-pointers. But DA was great. Like I said, the Suns have actually found a way to get him the ball without him dropping it 17 times. You know, when they try to force feed him sometimes, it just leads to a lot of turnovers, but this did not happen. Like we saw in the playoffs, they have that little play where if they can't quite get it to him, either Mikal or Cam or whoever is on like that right wing will just kind of kick out to the middle of the court. They get it to him and they can either shoot at mid-range or throw a little lob to DA. That play just seems to work every single time. I don't know how they're going to stop it. And this just shows again how crucial that Bismack play was, because like I said, the refs were straight hoeing the Suns. And fine, DA's going to get in foul trouble. We know JaVale McGee's going to get in foul trouble. It's literally what he does. Now we have Bismack. And there's not really that much of a drop-off. I think Bismack was doing his thing. He was getting hoed with the foul calls too, but it is what it is. This is just what we're going to have to expect. And, you know, fouls mean a lot less when you have two more options, because last year you didn't have any. So I'm just really proud of this team. They came out with a vengeance. You could tell this was personal. This was not just an average game. I don't know why people try to lie. It was just another game. We can clearly see it's not another game. It's just like Steve Nash. No, James Harden wants to be here. You could tell he wants to be here. And then you hear reports like, yeah, the team knew he wasn't in it. It was awkward. It was weighing on the team. Everybody wanted him to get traded. It's like, bruh, just be honest. Okay? We're not dumb. Okay, well, some of us are dumb. But, like, I'm not dumb. This cult's not dumb. We could tell you're lying. Because when you say shit like, oh, he wants to be here. He told us he wants to be here for the long haul. And then literally the next day he's traded. You look like a dumbass. Or at least a liar. And, hey, nobody wants to be a liar. So, I mean, all right, what else did I notice from the game? Because as you guys know, I'm a professional and I took notes. One note is Chris Paul had more assists than the entire Bucks team. Hilarious. Also, Chris Middleton is bug-eyed. I don't know if you noticed, but that's not really an observation on the game, but it's something that needed to be shared. Oh, can we talk about DA's dunk? His revenge dunk? Because we all remember the block. The block gets referenced a lot by NBA folk, which, you know, I think is kind of gross, but it is what it is. And he got his revenge, and that was poetic, and it was beautiful. And that's a moment we can all share. Also, Portis is insane. If you want to talk about bug-eyed, I mean, he is literally the most bug-eyed human being I've ever seen in my life. He may be 13% bug, because I don't think humans can have eyes that pop out like that. He looks crazy. Does he look like an offensive drawing, maybe from the Jim Crow days? Yes, I would say he does look like that, because I've never seen a person that actually looks like that before. And some people are going to get offended by that, but it's the truth. If you're honest in your heart, it's the truth. He looks insane. But Bobby Portis was actually really good for them in the finals. But he's insane, and he has crazy anger management issues. We even noticed it in this game. I mean, this is a man who punched his own teammates in the face during practice. He's not stable. I think the Suns should use that to their advantage. Talk a little trash, maybe a couple hard fouls, get him teed up, maybe even get him thrown out the game. Get him to do something stupid. I think he can be manipulated easily. I really can. Hey, man, it's championship or bust for the Suns. You got to do what you got to do. So if this man starts balling, or even if he doesn't, you can get him out the game pretty easily, because he's not that smart. He's just not. What else? Okay, the Suns, even though they were getting absolutely hoed with these foul calls, I think they did a really good job on Giannis. And like I said, having two extra bigs who can actually do something, Dario, yes, I'm talking about you, is huge, because that puts less pressure on DA. He can actually play real defense and not have to worry about fouling out the game in the first quarter. And obviously, if he does get into foul trouble, you'll have somebody, and there's not a huge drop off. So I mean, that literally just was the series. So the fact that you have that and the Suns are just a much better team now is just, that's why I'm not really worried about the Bucks, and this game just reinforced that. Another thing I did notice early in the game is the Suns did not guard the three-point shot well at all. But TBH, I don't really notice amazing defense from the Suns early in games a lot. I've seen a lot of 30-point quarters from teams, even teams that aren't that good, 60, 65-point halves, but just in the second half, they just turn it on almost every single time. I mean, the game was basically tied until a minute left in the half. Then they got it up to 10, and then Giannis hit that dumb shot, which probs wasn't a foul, it was 8. And then in the third quarter, it was pretty much over. They got it to 20, and they just held that lead for the rest of the game. And it was poetic, majestic, magical, whatever word you want to use, you can use it, Just put it right in there, and it'll work, I promise you. It was just a beautiful day for the Colts. So glad we shared that experience on Discord together. That's where dreams come true. All right, but I don't have much else to say about the win. Oh, on another note, just that proves that it was just another great day for basketball. Then that's also lost, which means they have lost 10 games in a row now, which is hilarious because you're the enemy. And any time we can see the enemy struggle, it just puts an extra special warmth in my heart and in my soul. You know what I mean? Of course you know what I mean because you're a member of this cult. So let's look at the numbers because like I said, I have not looked at them yet. Mikal, 39 minutes is kind of a lot. Chris Paul, 37. Booker, 34. We don't love all these minutes, but at least Chris Paul wasn't in the 40s this time, and hopefully he can get some rest. At least they got like a 9-game homestand, so that will be nice to see. But Mikal, 7 of 11 from the field. That's crazy. 64%, and he shot 40% from 3. 18 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 1 rebound. Jay Crowder. Again, it's like Jay's not even really playing great yet, but you're still getting big wins against great teams. 3 of 11 from the field, 2 of 9 from 3. I think we can expect a little bit better than that once he gets back into a rhythm. He was out for a little while. But he had 10 points, 8 boards, 2 assists. And, he did his thing defensively. Now, DeAndre Ayton. Look at this. He was 12 of 14 from the field. That's what happens if you're going to put guards on him. I don't know what you're thinking. He's not DeAndre Jordan. He actually has skill. This is not Rode Gobert. Okay? This is a real center who can shoot. He can do hook shots. He has all kinds of offensive talent, and he only played 26 minutes. This man had 27 points, 7 boards, 1 assist, 1 block in 26 minutes. This man has been clearly paying attention to JaVale McGee. 34 minutes for Devin, 6 of 19. I mean, that's bad. I was going to say it's not terrible, but it's pretty bad. We're just going to leave it at that's bad. 2 of 8 from 3. That's 25%. If you didn't know, he had 17 points, 7 assists, 4 boards, 2 turnovers. It's a bad game, and he's going to use that as fuel, hopefully. Now let's get to Christian Paul. Actually, no, this was Christopher Paul. This was not Christian Paul. And if you're not on the Discord, you don't get that joke, so I would get on the Discord so you don't feel left out next time. 37 minutes, 45.5% from the field. He was 5 of 11, 0 of 3 from 3. Like I said, they didn't shoot amazing from 3, which is muy bien. Because I want to win that's repeatable. You know what I mean? I don't need them to just go crazy from 3, because what if they don't do that next time? Now obviously I would assume the Bucks are going to have to switch up their defensive strategy, or it's going to be a sweep. So we'll see. Maybe Devin and Chris will get open more next time, Now you got to change things, Bucks. Now the ball's in your court. No pun intended. But Chris had 17 points, 19 assists, 2 steals, and 2 turnovers. I mean, if you have 17 assists and 2 turnovers, all I can think of is Russell Westbrook take notes, and I'm sorry. But it's just funny to me that Tillman Fertitta said he had the worst contract in the league when he had Chris Paul. Then he gets Russell Westbrook, which is obviously a way worse contract, right? Because they got bounced in the second round, almost in the first. And now he has John Wall, if I'm not mistaken. Literally the worst contract in the league by far. I wouldn't be surprised if they signed James Harden when he's 38 years old getting paid $60 million, which is, God, that is so much money. But we're not talking about James Harden because he can't put the pizza down. So let's get to JaVale. He only played 15 minutes, but he was 6 of 9 from the field, 67%. Anytime he goes against a team that is smaller, he balls out every single time. 12 points, 4 boards, 3 steals, 1 turnover, and he blocks negative. But I forgive him. It's okay. It's okay. I forgive you. He did his thing. He definitely did his thing. I did notice that they sat him kind of early. I don't know if that was because he was tired, if he was hurt, or if it's just because he wasn't playing that great, but I didn't notice anything terrible. And holy shit, I know that Cam Johnson is technically next on the list, but I just noticed that Elfrid Payton shot 100% from the field, so we just have to go over this because this is honestly insane. And you know what? As soon as I say that, I noticed that he went 1 of 4 from the free throw line, and they were doing like a hack up Payton thing. I remember that now. So he's actually going to get skipped, and we're going to go back to Cameron Johnson because we're all about fairness here. Cam was 6 of 8 from the field. Muy bien, I would say. 3 of 4 from 3. What more could you ask for? The man had 15 points and 8 boards. Can he please start? Hey, can he start, please? Hey, if it's the playoffs, we would like Cam Johnson to start. No offense. We just, no offense. But hey, can he start, please? All right, let's get to Elfrid. I already read everything else. What else? He had 5 points. And that's it. He didn't have any other statistic. Wow, what a winner. Ish got 10 minutes. So, he made 1 out of 2 free throws. And he had a steal. And 2 boards. And he was +9. So there you go. So, guys, like I said, this was just a great win for the team. I don't have any complaints. I think this was best case because you win, but you still got a chip on your shoulder. I just don't see anybody beating this team 4 times. Like, I could see the Warriors beating them. I mean, obviously not the way they're playing now. It's hard for me to believe that, like, Draymond makes that much of a difference because the Warriors team that we're seeing sucks, but that team that they were playing against on Christmas, that was a tough team. But this team, the one that just lost to the Knicks, garbage. So Draymond should get more. Oh God, I almost said Draymond should get more respect. See, that almost came out of my mouth, but no, never, absolutely not. And I apologize for even thinking that. That's disgusting. But great win for the team. Like I said, I ain't got no complaints. And I would follow the Discord if I was you. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.